And on this episode, we're gonna cover one famous attack on Ginger Faye Meadows. If I were you, I would stick around. It's gonna be a great story. Welcome back to Teeth and Water. We're covering crocodilian stories. We go to our single attack, and in Prince Regent River, that is Kimberley region, Western Australia, and the date of the attack is 29 of March 1987, and the time of the attack is 11:30 a.m. Ginger Faye Meadows is female, 24-year-old. She's a former American model and she's visiting Australia as a tourist. She found herself a lot of friends and asked one of them if she can attend this trip with the yacht called Lady G. So Ginger Faye Meadows accompanied them, four of them, Captain Fitzpatrick, Stephen the engineer, Madeline the stewardess, and her friend Janet Bruchette on their trip to Northern Australia. And this was quite a trip, probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks it would take. And they decided to stop at this beautiful place called King Cascades. It's a waterfall. Now, the reason they stopped at King Cascades, apart for the beautiful place and to enjoy a little bit themselves, is because their freshwater amount was thinning. They were having some problems from saltwater to freshwater converter. Everything looks okay, beautiful morning, about 11 a.m. So when they arrived at that place, captain on board the crew, they got on the side of that Cascades, and captain anchored the boat about, 30 meters from that falls. And it was murky water, beautiful falls are falling down from the rocks. They really wanted to go on the top of that Cascades. So captain and all five of them get off boat and they start climbing on that Cascades. Captain Fitzroy, Stephen and Madeline got on the top, but Jane and Ginger couldn't really go up because it was slippery and they were kind of afraid, and they stayed on the water level and they kind of say, we will wait. At one moment, Jane jumped into the water on that pool and said, Ginger, take a picture of me. And Ginger said, my camera is on the boat. So they both get into the water, went swim to the boat, got onto the boat. Ginger's having this beige bikini and they were taking a picture of themselves on this yacht. It's about 11:20 now, 11:20 a.m. And they decide, let's take one more chance, and got up. But Jane was not really, kind of hesitated a little bit on the yacht. So they were tying their shoes actually, but still in the bikini, to swim in the shoes, and then got on that edgy rocks. So immediately Jane felt uneasy, kind of a weary feeling, but Ginger was kind of making fun of her, come on, and she was an excellent swimmer, they say. Ginger was an excellent swimmer. And they were not aware that one huge crocodile is watching them, but they did not see the crocodile. Nobody saw the crocodile. Still, so Ginger and Jane got, swim towards that left side of that Cascades to that falls. But when they were swimming and closing in, they saw that it was maybe impossible to get onto the rocks. But in that moment, Captain Fitzpatrick was on the top, seeing something huge appearing from the yacht below. He said, I blinked, I couldn't believe that a huge crocodile is, closing in on that girls and kind of cornering them. They were not aware, and he starts shouting, crocodile, get out of the water. And they turned and they saw the crocodile, huge crocodile's head, just locking eyes to them. So they grabbed themselves by the hands and just looked this beast, approaching. Janet got an idea and get off her shoe and threw the shoe at a crocodile, hitting on the head, and kind of crocodile stopped for a moment. Now Ginger asked Janet, what should we do? And Janet said, I don't know, stay here. So they were in the water behind slippery rocks. In front of them, crocodile, upper top, they were screaming, crocodile, get out of the water. They were in panic. And then Ginger Meadows made an impulsive decision, released Janet's arm and dove to that right side towards that bank that was 25 meters away. And just in a few meters, she was an excellent swimmer, remember that. And the crocodile, huge crocodile, submerged and grabbed her by the side. It said by the thigh, upper thigh, and the buttocks or the hip section. It was said by the captain's Fitzpatrick account that when he saw from above, from the top of the Cascades, the crocodile's jaw extended from both sides on the Ginger Meadows' body. So that's a large crocodile that got her. The crocodile submerged with Ginger. Janet was in shock, but then the crocodile resurfaced again with Ginger in its jaws, and Ginger had a shocking face. Janet said she had a face like, what's happening? She didn't say a word, and then the crocodile took her down again. Then they were all gathering down and they got on a boat. Captain Fitzpatrick was revving the engine, kind of wanted to scare the crocodile, or maybe, the crocodile would release Ginger, but all they saw was bubbles coming up. They could not comprehend what has just happened. Of course, nobody could. So 2 days later, they found the body of Ginger Faye Meadows. It was without hands and all pale, decomposing to that moment. Crocodile apparently hid her. That's often what they do. They hide their prey and for later consumption, and that's a scary thought, of course. Also some strange detail: when they recovered the body and the remains, some other crocodiles, smaller crocodiles, wanted to grab it, launching for that bags of the remains. That's a strange one. So it was a fatal attack on this lady, poor lady. Next day it would be her 25th birthday, so clear predation. You can't really demonize the animal that was just feeding and consuming this poor lady, but poor decision. I think partially captain should known better. You have tourist girl on the board, you could maybe look after a little bit more. And I hope you enjoyed this kind of stories, and I catch you on the next one.